Ooh, this coronavirus thing seems to be the real deal. For those of you who don't know, I work in a casino, and while we haven't been shut down yet, it has sort of started to shut itself down. There are not as many people in there. Business has definitely slowed down, and I would imagine that we will be forced to close in the near future, which means that I will be out of work and I will be home. And I know a lot of you are in the same position where you're either mandated by the government to stay home, or you are doing a self-imposed sort of quarantine, or your kids are home from school, or you yourself are home from school. And that type of situation definitely lends itself to cabin fever, and it lends itself to panic and just being in a bad mindset. And I am not an expert by any means. And I am not an expert by any means, but in this video, I want to try to help to quell some of your potential panic and to utilize this time to really figure out what's important to you and to utilize that. And I am not an expert by any means, but in this video, I want to try to help to quell some of your fears, to use this time that you might have, this extra time, as a time to figure out what's most important to you and to figure out how to use art and your creativity to figure out your place in it and to figure out what it all means and to hopefully calm yourself. And I recently listened to an episode of The Tim Ferriss Show with Jack Kornfield. And Jack Kornfield is a Buddhist monk who teaches Buddhist mindfulness practices. And listening to that definitely helped to allay some of my fears and help to quell some of the panic that was starting to well up in me as I'm listening to other interviews with experts in infectious disease, epidemiology, and the like. And what they're saying has totally freaked me out about the coronavirus and its potential and what it's probably going to do. And I'll link the episode of The Tim Ferriss Show in the description below if you want to listen to it, because I highly recommend it. But it really made me think about the way that I am interacting with the world. And I'm a very low-key guy when it comes to my personal Facebook, and I have gone through a lot of world events without posting my opinion at all or getting in arguments or anything like that. But seeing people post that everybody is panicking and that there's nothing to worry about and it's just government or it's just companies trying to make money and make money off of your fears and stuff pisses me off. And I, was totally focused on that and trying to fight the battle of, just because I listened to a couple experts now, I'm fighting these people that are telling other people not to panic, and I'm just getting sucked into that, and I can see myself getting sucked into it. And I know that when we're sitting at home and we have nothing to do, it's very easy to just watch the television and to get panicked and then to want to fight other people when you have formed an opinion. And I think it's really unhealthy to do that, especially when you're cooped up in the house and you have nothing else to do. Find some time to find some inner peace and to, of course, get your affairs in order. Like, make sure that everybody's healthy, that you have enough food and everything, and that all your family is safe and all your affairs are in order. Of course, that's first and foremost. But then when you have downtime and you have nothing else to do but to, either watch the news or maybe not watch the news and just turn on Netflix and turn your mind off to the world, maybe instead think about your own creativity and making some output and to explore your emotions, because this is a very rare time, hopefully a rare time where we are in a position as human beings where we are not in control of the world around us. And that is a very scary place to be, but it also, I think, brings out what's most important to us, whether that's family, whether that is our older family members or older members of the community and realizing how important they are to us, or it's our own relationships with our spouses or our friends and family, or it's our relationship to government, or it's our relationship to social media, or it's our relationship to earth and to nature. For lack of a better term, this is an opportunity for you to see those relationships and analyze those relationships, and whether it comes out in your creative output or it comes out just through your meditating on them and thinking about them, discovering as this event unfolds and after this event unfolds, what your place is in the world. It's a real reset opportunity, a rare kind of reset opportunity where, whether you like it or not, you're forced to take an opinion on what's happening in the world around you. So that's my encouragement to you. That's what I'm going to try to focus on as I have some extra time. Instead of really diving into the news cycle, I try to avoid the news as much as possible, as many of you know. But sometimes you're forced to know what's going on in the world around you. But instead of diving into that too much, and instead of fighting with Brian on the internet, and you don't even know or remember if that particular Brian was from college, was he? Or was he from that podcasting Facebook group you're in? Like, you don't even know who you're fighting against. So instead of getting sucked into that whirlwind, utilizing that time for yourself, not necessarily for your creative output, but for yourself to have that reset, to figure out your place in the world and to figure out what's most important to you. That's my main encouragement to you, as I have found myself getting kind of sucked into that negative aspect of an already very, very negative situation. So hopefully this was encouraging to you. I just wanted to jump on here and share where I saw myself from the outside, kind of falling into the abyss where I've been before, and I know a lot of you have, because it's so important to not fall into that abyss of despair and panic, because it not only takes away from our creative time, but it takes away from the things that are most important to us. So see this as an opportunity to reset and to find those things that are most important to you so you can dive into them instead. I am now more than ever interested in where you're watching from. So please comment below. Tell me where you're watching from, what your situation is, and how you're planning on kind of riding this through, creatively speaking, or just in your own life. And more than anything, be safe, be careful, take this thing seriously, but don't let it steal, first of all, your health, but don't let it steal your time and energy as well. I love you all so much. Be careful, and we'll see you next time.